Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be continuing our series in machine learning. We started with linear regression. We looked at plotting a simple graph with linear regression from SQLine. Then furthermore, we looked at making prediction by looking at the housing prices in Monroe, New Jersey, United States. The data we've been looking at is just X and Y. Single independent variable and single dependent variable. Today we're going to be looking at multiple dependent variables with one independent variable. So we'll call it multiple. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. And I'm going to share my screen so that we can get together immediately. I'm going to go here and share my screen. So we have these. This is what we're doing today. It's in our website, Tclassified.com, under blog, under machine learning. We have machine learning with Python, linear regression, multiple variables. So the sample problem, we are trying to predict the home prices in Monroe, New Jersey, just similar to what we did yesterday. But this time around, this is the table. We are having area, we have bedrooms, we have age, then we have prices. So we have plenty variables involved, unlike the other one that we just had, the one dependent and one independent variable. So how do we do this? So here now, the price will depend on the area, not just the area. In the last class, the price depended on just the area because we have just two columns, prices and areas. But this time around, the price will depend on the area, the number of bedrooms, and how old that very house is. So how do we do this? Instead of having the simple equation of y equal to mx plus b, we're going to have y equals to m1x1 plus m2x2 plus m3x3 plus b. So this place, the m represents the what? M represents the intercepts. So x1 represents the area, x2 represents bedroom, x3 represents age, whereas the b represents the intercept, whereas the m's represent the coefficients. So let's try this out. So to solve this, how do we solve this? We import pandas as PD, import numpy as MP, and import then from SQLine we import linear model. So let's do this immediately. To do this, you simply get to your Jupyter notebook. So to get to your Jupyter notebook, just simply go to your search and type in what? Jupyter notebook. As you're typing it, it will come out here. So click on it, Jupyter notebook Anaconda 3. Once you click on it, you are going to see these command prompts. So over a short while, this command prompt will open up to your Jupyter notebook on the browser. So once it's opened up, this is what you see. So once you're seeing this, go to this place that will have new. Click on the arrow beside it and click on Python 3 to open up your Jupyter notebook so that you can start writing in the codes. So once it's opened up, we're going to start working immediately. So please open it up. And we all know once we open up, what's the first thing we do? We rename from untitled to good name, isn't it? So I'm going to click on this untitled. What name am I going to save this with? So let me still save it with what? Linear regression. But this time around, what are we looking at? Multi-variable. Okay, so I'm going to click on rename. And once I do that, you can now see the name. So once I get to our website, I'll do these three imports. I'm importing pandas as PD, importing numpy as MP, and importing from SQLine, I'm importing linear model. So we all know what all these do, isn't it? Pandas is for us to see our data frame. We are not plotting. And if you want to plot, what are we supposed to import if you are plotting? Who can tell me? matplotlib. If we wanted to plot out, we'd have imported matplotlib, but I'm not importing because I don't want to plot. Then sqlm because I want to use the linear regression. So we all know this now. So what's the next thing I'm supposed to do? I'm going to read out the file, the CSV file. So I'm going to do this, and I would like you to correct me and tell me what I've done, what I've not done very well. So who can tell me what I've not done very well in this, my reading of my home prices.csv? Who can tell me what I've not done well here? The file I'm working with, I saved it with house prices M. So I'm going to simply say house prices M. If I import this like this, am I going to get the right thing? Somebody should tell me. Huh? If I try to read this here, I'm not going to get it, isn't it? Why? Because I've not put the path, isn't it? So I'm going to try to put the path. So where did I save this file? So I'll simply go to my, to where I did my table. This is my table here. House prices M. Can you see my table? So this is where I saved this. So I'm going to click here so that I can get this directory. So I'm going to do what? Copy this directory. So you can go to anywhere you saved your own, your CSV file. That is where you work from. Make sure you go to where you saved your own. So once I come here, I'm going to go to the back of this and do Ctrl V to paste that part. Make sure I put slash. Then I must make sure that I put it in the read mode. Then if I run, I should be able to get it right now. So, but it's telling me that I have an error. Where is the error from? Because there's no single quote here. So I'm going to put that single quote and rerun. Okay, can you see my table now? So you can see I have areas, bedrooms, age, and prices. That means that the price of every house or every home will depend on both the area, bedroom, and age. That's why we call it multivariable. If the price depended on only area, it would have been single variable, which is what we've been doing. But today we are doing multivariable. Okay, so we get back. The next code will be to want to take care of the NA. Who can tell me what NA means? Not applicable. What does it mean here? Can you see this? Can you see the NAA? If you, anytime you go to collect your data and you did not get a specific data for something, you leave it blank. So when you put it inside Notepad, inside a Jupyter Notebook, it's going to write this NaN. That means you did not put any value there. So how do we take care of such? How do we take care of such? So we're going to find the median of all the bedrooms. So we use that median as this NA because there shouldn't be any empty cell. So to get the median, that's why I did this df bedroom.median. You can see that with Python, you can simply sort out the median very easily. So what this does is that it goes to this data frame that you have here. That's df simply stands for data frame. Then it goes to the column of bedrooms and calculates the median. So once you say dot median, it does the calculation. So why is he able to do this? Because of pandas. You know that PDF is gotten from pandas. So very, very important. Pandas is a very vital tool in data science. So the next thing to do now will be to, after calculating this median, to fill it up, to use it and replace that NaN. So that's the next thing to do. So having calculated the median as 4.0, I want to use it and go to this data frame and replace this here. So that is why I do this. I'm going to run. Can you see that in place of this NaN, we've now replaced it with 4. Can you see that? Kashmir, can you see that? So that's how you replace by simply saying df.bedrooms, which is supposed to be this. You're replacing it with df.bedroom. Fill the NA, fill the that non-applicable. Fill it up with the median value that you've gotten. So that's what it does. So I'm going to simply go back now. Then I'm going to do the fit in the regression. This is exactly what we did yesterday. There's no difference. So I'm going to put it, Ctrl V. For this is double, so I'm going to pick out this cut. Go to the next line and put it. So this is what is happening here. Linear model, you know where we got linear model from? SQL. We are using the very function linear regression inside the linear model, and we are assigning it to what? This reg variable. So immediately after assigning it, the next thing you do is to fit. Once you fit, that is, you've done your model. So your model is reg.fit, df drop, prices. Like, you know, if you're getting this from our website, make sure that you send the single quote to what it should be. Okay, so this is what I have now. I can now run. So once you do that, once you see linear model written down here, you know that it has, okay, linear regression. That means it has taken care of this. So the modeling is done. So we can go ahead and do prediction. So we're going to find the price of home with 3,000 square meter and 3 bedrooms and 40 years old. So how do we do that? We simply use this formula to make this prediction. So we are predicting, we are simply using the model that we have, which is what? Reg.predict reg. So we are using it to use the function inside the known as predict to predict for what? House of 3,000 square meter, 3 bedroom and 40 years. Then we'll click on run. So you can see that is the price, 498,408. So it's as simple as that. So I'll get back now. In order for me to have my regression line, let me check it out and see what it gives. If we substitute everything, once you substitute everything, what is it going to give you? Yeah, so it's going to give me this. This is the value when you substitute with, when you substitute everything. So I'm going to now find out what the coefficient is and other things which you can do. You know the formulas already. So let's also try to find out the price for the home of 2,500 square meters and 4 bedrooms and 5-year-old. So how do we do that? Still same reg.predict. So if I do this and run, that is the price. So you can see this is pretty short, very simple, simple and short. So I'm going to give us a small assignment. Please, I want you to plot out these values. Try to plot it out. And also give me the, okay, forget about plotting out. Just give me the coefficient metrics as well as the intercept. I hope we know the form, do we know the code line for that? Can we get the coefficient and intercept from me? Kasmir, can we get the coefficient and intercept? You can do it back. Just check the last class, you'll see it. Reg.coef underscore, isn't it? And the other one, reg.intercept underscore. Please get me the coefficient and intercept and write the equation for me. Write the equation. And like, you know, what's going to be the equation? Who can give me an, the equation has to be in this form, y equal to m1 x1. So when you run your reg.coef underscore and reg.intercept underscore, instead of having one value, how many values will you be having? How many values? Who can tell me how many values you will be having? We have how many? How many independent values here do we have? 1, 2, 3. We have area, bedroom, and age. So you are supposed to have 3 values. Is that clear? So use it and place it in this very equation. So give me what this equation will be. Y equal to, you've gotten all your coefficients, then the intercept will be only one value, which is the P. So use it and give me this equation. So that's the assignment. Do it before you leave. Everybody, I will check your system. Make sure you do it before you leave. Just check the last one we did. You see all the codes there and apply it appropriately. Yeah, remember everything you want is in Christ Jesus. Easiest way to get into success is by being a born again. See you when I see you. Thank you. God bless you.